Welcome, patrons, to another exciting episode of The Drunken Pawn. You did. I guess you had to be the leader. Did you not read it? Grab our stein and it's game time. Welcome, ghosts and ghouls, to another Halloween edition of The Drunken Pawn. It is me, Steven. It is Maurice. And Basile's back. And look, now we got a scoreboard. And Basile's on it because he's basically... We're not going to go through that again. He's another host. So
wait, he's not even a guest anymore. He's a host.
He's been on here so many times. At this point, he's a host.
Host ghost.
But we do have special guest spots, so when other people come, they get to fill that. So
right.
If they win,
Yeah, there's not on the board.
What?
Teresa.
Well, she doesn't play.
Supporting cast.
I also made the scoreboard.
Yeah, but she doesn't play games, so... Anyways, let's not get into that again.
Doesn't play games.
As you can see, I'm not an actual Ghostbuster. But
What?
I'm not, but I'm trying.
Disappointing.
And
that's
what
the
are
only
you
reason
supposed
I
to be?
came.
I'm supposed to be a vampire.
And Indiana Jones, everybody.
No. You gotta
No,
call him like
no.
Mississippi Smith or something.
Yeah, copyright appropriate.
Copyright appropriate.
Yeah.
Mississippi Smith.
Yeah.
Mississippi Smith.
Arkansas Stewart.
There he is.
Bayou Basile.
Ooh, I like that one.
That makes you sound like you're a gator hunter.
Gator hunter.
Maybe he is.
Maybe
Maybe
all
I
the
am.
good
Here's my
treasures
gator
inside of the
jacket.
gators. That's where they hide all the good stuff.
Yep.
Gator.
That gator belongs in a museum.
But anyway. Belongs. Yeah. Anyways,
Florida?
today we have
Oh, yes.
Monster Mayhem by White Wolf Game Studios. I didn't do any research on them. I apologize. I meant to, but the things came up. So, but this is what we're playing tonight. But before we get to this beautiful game here, we got to do everybody's favorite segment, which is what's in the stein, Basil? What's in the stein? Well, Basil, I believe you have our beer that we'll be drinking tonight.
I believe I do.
Yeah, I think you have it in your little satchel.
Oh, wait, what's that?
That's not.
That's for later.
That's not it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Hey!
Yes, we'll be drinking Jackie O's Hell Betty Raspberry Imperial Porter, conditioned on vanilla beans and cacao nibs.
Cow nibs.
Cow.
Cow.
Teresa doesn't have her. So there it is.
Is it
That's
cow
the
or coa? Cow? There you go.
There it is.
Just like a real influencer.
That's
Just
what we're
for-
drinking. We got
just
another
for
one
Ash.
for later, but we'll talk about that one when it comes up. So that's what we're drinking tonight. Jackie O's in Athens, Ohio. You guys have Jackie O's beers before?
Yes, I have.
Do you like them? Mostly?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites when I still imbibed was Chumalungma by Jackie O's.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I have two of those. Too.
They've got one that's got a good bit of hazelnut in it, and I enjoy that flavour.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've had this one.
I think this is one of their specialty, like, seasonal ones.
Always expensive. So.
Does it have anything to do with their
Here, I
roller
got one.
derby?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see.
You might say on the can, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, the Appalachian
The Black
Hell Betty's.
Diamond Betty's Roller Derby.
Really
There you
smells
go.
like raspberry.
The Appalachian Hell Betties and the Black Diamond Betty's Roller Derby.
Appalachian Derby girls. Those must be some stout broads. In a positive way. I meant that in a very endearing and very,
Split it. Don't all of it. You barely got any.
God.
Thanks.
My fingers! My fingers have all come out here. Gotta put those back. Sorry.
But we're dressed up for Halloween. Drinking Jackie O is gonna play a monster game.
My fingers.
I wear this every day.
What? Yes, this is how it goes to work.
But you might see us in less of this because it's very hot in this room. So
Yes.
Much less than this. Happy Hallows Eve, Hell Betties.
We're doing the OnlyFans now.
Huh?
What?
Yes.
No.
And we're going to make so much money. This
What?
trio,
Yeah.
millions of dollars.
Not with this guy.
At least tens. People pay for that. We're called bears.
Also, gay men, I guess, will pay for it. I guess.
Yes, and women who also like bears.
You know, cash spends no matter
Yeah.
who it's from.
I
I
guess
was going to
so.
say their
Good
money's still good.
Good point. Good point.
No part of this was a joke.
But anyways, let's grab our steins, fellas, because I believe it's game time. Woo! All right, fellas, it's time.
Yep.
We did our what's in the stein. Now it's story time.
Story time.
You guys like story time?
I enjoy
love
story time.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. In the modern world, the things that go bump in the night are real. Monsters exist. They stalk the city, and you're one of them. As a vampire, werewolf, mummy, poltergeist, or zombie, you rise from hiding after dark in search of human victims to sate your inhuman appetites. Be it blood, bones, brains, organs, or spirit that you crave, you prowl the shadows, back alleys, and hidden places in search of prey. Your victims are not helpless, however. They run for their lives and do whatever it takes to survive, sometimes even standing their ground and fighting back. Your monstrous rivals also do their best to interfere with your hunt while conducting their own. Other monsters may devour your intended prey, whether for sustenance or just to spite you.
Ooh.
Monster Mayhem is a lighthearted game of going bump in the night and eating people.
Oh.
Consume the most of the living dish you crave, and you rule the sleeping city. The premise of the game: each player assumes the role of a monster and tries to capture and devour as many of his respective craving points worth of victims as possible. He with the most points at the end of the 5 turns wins. Monster Mayhem is a 2 to 5 player game. So, we've already picked our players. We got I am the werewolf. Actually, there's a cool portrait on the back.
Dang.
Maurice is the
Vampire.
vampire.
Oh, yeah.
And Basile is the mummy.
Mummy.
So, oh, yeah, don't forget your little...
You dropped yours, sir.
Oh,
On
did
the
I drop
ground.
mine?
Yes,
I'm in-
I saw you fling it about recklessly.
I do things like that. Oh, God.
It's the problem with jumpsuits. They're
Yeah.
very restricted.
They are very...
They have to be mostly elastic in the middle for them to be worth anything.
It is landscape in the middle. It's just tight here in my shanks.
Just your
My
shanks.
shanks.
Your shanks.
Stay here in my
haunches. My haunches. Alright. Let's get this thing going here.
Alright.
Shanks, haunches, and jowls are my favorite part of the human body. Those 3, in
Oh,
that
first
order.
I gotta deal out some cards here, so we all get...
Oh,
Show
Each
us,
get 3 victims.
show us what one of the victims
show us your
are.
money.
I'm not gonna show that one.
Show us your money. Oh,
So
yeah,
this is
that-
what one of the
yeah.
victims looks like. And we will
Oh, see,
get...
blue blood.
We'll get... Each player gets 3 of them, so...
Hmm.
3. These are the victims that you guys want to go for, because they're going to be the most points for you.
All right.
And we all have our own thing that we, as stated in the story, we all have our own things that we crave that these guys possess. Sweet.
Yep.
This is amazing.
These are not going to be hidden, so because
Oh, okay.
they're going to be they're going to be on the board. So
Cool.
I'll just find them and you place them.
Crazy Vagrant.
That was
That's
Inner
you.
City.
Inner City.
Boom.
I can.
Placings of people. Oh, it's a board.
Got that sharp tongue waitress.
Hardened criminal, exiled raver.
Computer lab nerd.
Now we got everybody on the board. So the first thing we do is all of the people move. So the way we determine that is we'll all roll 1 dice and add our craving score to it.
Okay.
So it's just going to be 1 roll. It's just going to be a roll because we're all the same. So I got a 6.
Craving score?
Yeah.
So we're all at
craving
5
points.
right now, right?
Ah, yes.
We're all at 5 right now, so it's just the roll.
I got a 3.
Don't roll them into the other.
4.
Put those dice somewhere more responsible.
Okay, so I'll go first, which means I get to move the victims for my victim first, and then I'll also get to hunt first.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's how each round is sussed out how you, and then it goes clockwise.
Sure.
Okay, so basically the way you do these guys is they
Draw a card.
Yes, they
Roll a
escape.
dice.
That's right. So I'll do one of mine. You just do one. You do one at a time. So it's like boom, 1 yellow.
Show the
course
lady.
this is-
Show the audience.
1 yellow as the middle manager will move 1 yellow.
Okay.
Peace.
And then yellow is determined.
Yeah, by this little thing on the board here. It's just gonna be yellow, but I'm just gonna put it over here.
Yeah, sorry, man.
So he'll move, middle manager will move yellow diagonal 1, which I think is that.
Here.
There?
Yeah, that'd
Okay.
be my guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cool.
All right.
And then it goes clockwise, so you
So
until
hunts?
all of them move. No, we got to move all the victims first.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It just goes
So-
one at a time.
My turn.
Okay,
Could be
so
problematic.
Yep.
now since I'm in space with her, I get the chance to capture. So my capturing score is 2, so I get 2 dice. One of you guys has to use her dice, where she has 2 bones, so she gets 2 as well.
She's got 2
One of you
bones
guys
left
has
in
to
her
place
body.
So,
One was in her fist.
so you got to beat 7.
Oh.
It's not. So I kill her. And then since she is mine, I get 2 bones plus 2 because she was my
Very
victim.
nice.
So I immediately start out with 4
9.
points.
Can you show me? Thank you. Thank you.
9. There.
Yay.
Done.
Very nice.
Done, son.
Yep, Mr. B.
All right.
So you won?
Yeah, I won. I
So
murdered her.
That means you get 5.
Dang.
Dang.
Boom.
And then...
Very
Lots
nice.
of blood.
I take her blood. Keep her trophy face.
Yep. We forgot something, everybody.
What we forget, mate?
Our event cards. We're supposed to get 5 of these at the beginning of the game.
We're fighting old school.
Whoops.
Sticks
We'll
and
just
stones.
we'll stick with that because Basil's doesn't have any, so we'll stick.
Yeah.
We'll stick.
Nice.
Yeah. That's
Okay, interesting. This adds a whole nother element to the game. And I was supposed to actually get another event card for killing the person that was mine, and
What
you
about
would too.
Maurice?
Yeah,
What happened?
so you get an extra.
Oh,
one of
nice.
these because for killing.
So what do the event cards do? Give us a little bit of it.
They can help. They mostly help you,
Okay.
and you can also use. It's called trigger weakness, and you can use that against the other players. We're back.
We're back.
After a quick cookie break, thanks to Maurice, we're still in the middle of the game here, but I want to say something that's pretty important. We've been playing it wrong, so it's not too bad, but I do want to try to make it right since me and Maurice already has killed a victim each. I'm gonna go ahead and give Basile that one victim that you fought. Go ahead and take that one.
That's
Oh, nice.
And take the points for it.
So that'd be 5.
So okay, perfect.
Awesome.
So we're all about in the same area, and then I want to reset us back to our starting
Like
points.
starting points?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way, because we were moving wrong, is the big thing. So it says your stalking score is 2. You roll 2 dice and you pick the highest number. You don't add them together like we were. That's why we were getting to our victims so quick.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, what's happening? How are we getting there? So that's not right. That's what happened. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of do a little small reset and then get back to the game. So that's what we're doing.
Is this the first time we've screwed up this bad on the rules?
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
I was gonna say, if this is not the first time we need a new graphic.
To be fair, this game has a lot of rules. I mean,
Lot of
Yeah.
rules.
and they're kind of hard to keep track of.
What is
So, wow. So we fixed it now. So we're going to go ahead and start back. And we're back to the beginning where everybody's moving around.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go ahead and do that. Maurice, I believe it was you.
I guess I will go for the nerd. He's got some good organs.
Fire!
What does the
Play
fire
this
do?
card when another monster is about to perform a capture roll on a victim. His intended victim sets a fire to drive off her pursuer.
That's awesome.
Your nerd is now a her. The monster flees instinctively. Draw an escape card for him immediately, with all rules for tying a fight applying.
Yeah.
He goes into hiding and
That's a
his
good
miniature is laid down.
So I have to
Draw that.
this guy.
Yep.
2 green.
2 green, so down 2.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Why does he have to lay his miniature down?
People can't mess with you. Like, you can't, like, if a monster lands on you, you don't fight. If a person comes down to you, you can't try to capture. You can't do anything. You're basically like hiding. You're like you don't
Right now?
can't do anything. Yeah,
Correct.
when you're on your side like that.
Okay.
But when it gets back to the hunting part,
Okay.
you just go back to normal.
Okay.
So at the end of the round, he just pops back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pop up.
Just right now, you can't do anything basically.
Well,
So you're gonna trigger my weakness. So
yes.
I'm gonna fight. I roll fighting instead of capturing against this victim.
So that's 3.
So 3. If I get the highest roll, I tear him apart.
Tear him
And
apart.
and their bones is treated as 1. Yeah, I'll still get 2, so I'll at least get 3. If the victim's roll ties or the victim survives and gets away. Cape's card is played for her normally to flee. Well, anyways,
Sorry, it just sounded like a Wish.com ad there for a bit.
I
Rip
take
him
to
to
bones.
parts.
Ripped him 2 parts.
Take the boat.
Oh wait, I killed somebody. I should get another event card.
Hey, what happened?
well, instead of me triggering my weakness, though, I'm going to go ahead and backlash you.
Oh no!
Which basically makes you trigger your weakness.
Oh man!
So we put that on there. So
Instead?
next time it's acceptable, you have to use your weakness.
so do
my
you still not
weakness
have to use
is
your
I
weakness?
don't have to use mine.
You now have to use your weakness. Tear him to part.
I will tear him apart. That was spite. Next round.
So,
Oh,
do you mind if I clarify something real quick?
Oh,
Sure.
sure.
So my weakness is, of course, that I'm bewildered by the modern world. It says I can gain no event cards nor use your power until the beginning of the next turn. You can play event cards normally, however. So,
What?
Yeah.
the
so
question?
essentially I just can't use my power or gain new event cards, right?
Right.
How
Okay.
does one use their power? You just say it?
Use it. Yeah.
You just
Oh.
say bat
Bat!
and turn into a bat.
Bat?
Right away. You have to take a
Human
look in the
form.
jug and then bat.
Cool. Oh darn.
You can use your power whenever you
I
want,
can't
but you have to
use
use
the
a
thing
craving
that-
point to use it.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Okay. El craving de point.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Then I would like to stalk with two proud stockings.
You want to trigger weakness.
I am confronted with a religious symbol and recoil from it. On your next stalking roll, you
Ooh.
move the number of spaces rolled on your lowest die. If a trigger weakness card is played on you after your stalking roll, and then a turn is complete, it happens another time later.
4.
Suck on that.
Yeah, it's still not bad.
Bat. Human form. Oh,
Oh.
now we're fighting.
Yep.
No,
So
you're
it's a
captured.
crazy
Capture.
vagrant.
3 dice of numbered 3. Crazy Vagrant is of numbered blood 2.
Bum, bum, bum.
5.
No prostitutes will help me now.
Oh,
6.
Oh, you beat him. He did.
No.
You just get the what is it? 2?
Nice.
2 points.
Boop, boop.
Boop, boop. Okay. So it's getting really close to the end here, so we should probably bust out the last beer
Hey,
from
fair enough.
Jackie-O's.
Beer time.
Let's break it up
We
here
still
a
got
little bit.
Beer from the last one.
Here's the last beer from Jackie-O's. It's not so spooky, but it is Cool Beans.
It's got a coat on it.
Coffee Golden Ale with lactose.
What's the scary black goat name? Black Samson?
Oh, Black
Jefferson?
Black Phillip.
Black Phillip. Okay.
Samson,
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Nice. I
Adams.
couldn't remember. Yeah, I was just going through. I knew it was like colonial America.
I was like,
You know, like
don't
if you're
be
playing
wishing
this
that shit on
game,
us.
like okay, so like say there's a camera, as there are two here, and then you're playing this game. This is an excellent game for like a werewolf to come out of there and an old school vampire to come out of there
Why would that be?
on film.
Oh, on film.
It would be great.
Yeah, we don't have the
Mummy.
budget for that.
Mummy, maybe. I don't know.
We
We
could
don't have the budget for that.
throw
Mummy
a
from the
trigger
ground.
weakness card. Trigger
Yes.
your weakness.
Yes, in which they choose the lesser of their feet to move first.
What do you think of that one?
Maybe we throw a prostitute.
Yeah.
You haven't had it. Why are you looking at the can then?
Why are you licking the can?
You're
Why do
licking-
you lick cans? This is Corona. Can't be licking cans
I need
willy
some
nilly.
time off. Damn.
Well, I do understand that.
All right.
What
Mmm.
do you think?
Oh,
What do you think
Black
about that
Phillip,
one?
you're so delicious. I love a good, like, blonde coffee or blonde chocolate. I definitely like the juxtaposition of kind of the lighter, crisper flavors with the heavy, traditionally heavy flavors.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
love it. I love these a lot.
Yeah, this one's the best coffee beer I've ever had.
This is
I
very
don't
good.
like coffee, so
Yeah.
like it. But this one I could drink all night
Mm-hmm.
if I had more than one can.
I still really want to know. I need to investigate the science about how you get a lightly colored coffee substance.
Ask Jackie O's.
I will ask them.
Tell me your secrets.
It's coming for
Jackie O's. For you, I have questions.
And also, since this game is seriously about to end here soon, have you guys ever had any kind of weird monster experiences? Like,
Oh man,
came across a weird monster. Teresa?
obviously.
We went to a vampire party.
We went
Was
to a
there
vampire
vampires?
party in
remember?
Iceland.
No, Canada. It was in Toronto.
Oh, wrong.
that's
yeah,
right.
that's right.
We
It's
went to
Toronto.
a vampire party.
Wherever we were. Germany, I don't know. German vampires, 100% real, 100% sexy.
No, but in Canada, yeah, we went to the.
Yeah.
We
Also,
all went to.
super sexy,
Yeah.
very polite.
Of course they do. They want to suck your blood.
Would you like another beer? Uh-huh.
And there
Remember
were
that-
It was a
smoky
witch
streets.
bar.
The test tube with the.
Yeah.
It was a
dry
witch
eyes
bar,
and-
and
Yeah.
there was the Toronto vampire meeting that
Yeah.
night. That
That's
right.
what it was.
we just
Oh my god,
randomly
it was so
happened
good.
upon that.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
But remember, to be a little bit more of a spooky story for Halloween. Remember the time when we were driving, where how me, you, and Nate used to just go out and drive,
Mhm.
and we would just to find like spooky areas or stuff that just to hang out basically. Remember the time we were driving down that like old road?
Oh my god.
It was like in the middle of the night. We're just driving around. We're like, oh, this is a spooky area.
Mm-hmm.
And Maurice, you were driving, right?
Yep.
Hey, you hit something in the middle of the road. So this road is out in the middle of nowhere. Like trees on both sides, you
Yeah.
know, ditch on each side,
Pretty big ditch too.
and it's just like a old like country-ish road.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just driving, and like something just darts out in front of the car, and he hits it. And he's like, "Oh no, I just hit something." And I think Nate was in the front, right?
Yeah, we hit something so hard. Nate's head hit
That's
the roof.
That's right. I
It
remember
was
because
not
I was
like a
I was kind of
raccoon.
just chilling in the back,
Yeah.
like, and like you hit it, and it was like the car like jumped.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh my god, I just hit something," because it would just rain out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what it was. He was like, "I don't know what it was." It was like,
It was the size of a human. I'll tell you what I saw. I don't know what
well,
you saw.
I didn't see nothing because I was in the back.
Oh, okay. So what I saw is that it was legitimately there's a first part of this story which makes it a little creepier.
Yeah.
But so let's rewind. We went down one of these old country roads, and we saw the Church of the All-Seeing Eye, and it just
That's
said
the same trip.
God
I
is
thought it
always
was.
watching you, and it had a triangle and an eyeball and an angry eyeball.
Maybe
It wasn't
angry.
a normal one. It wasn't like
It was like
God's
the
watching you.
the eye of
watching you."
Sauron.
Yeah. It was very much the Eye of Sauron, but like a tiny little church
Yeah.
in a weird little rural road. And we kept going across this. We went across like a very tiny bridge to get in.
I forgot this was the same day.
This was the same
This
night.
was the same
yeah.
night, yeah.
So we crossed this one tiny little bridge, like 20 feet bridge. And we get in here and we do a circle. Then we cross the same bridge. And then we end up back in front of the church. The All-Seeing
And
God
at that
is
point,
angry.
it wasn't that weird. We were
I
just
thought we
like,
got
oh,
lost.
we went in a circle. Like,
Right.
oh, whoops.
We obviously took another turn around. So But that happened 3 more times.
We would go past this little church,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like a 4-way stop, and we would turn different ways every time, and we would always end up passing this church again.
Yeah, we would
And we're
always
like,
cross the
what
bridge.
is happening?
Yeah, we crossed the bridge, and there would be the church.
And that's why it was nighttime, because it took us all day to get out of whatever this loop thing we were in.
Yeah.
Because we finally got out of it, we were on the way home, we were like, what in the heck was going on? Like, what happened here?
Legitimately confused.
Yeah.
Legitimately confused.
So we're already kind of like, what is going on? And then...
Yeah. And then there was there was legitimately a good low fog at night. It was great. It was either spring or fall. Yeah, it was perfect. And this looked like a gigantic black worm with no features. It was like a giant shadow that did this in the road, one hump, and then we hit it, and it was big enough that when we hit it, the entire car went up and down twice. We hit this thing hard.
Nate, like, his head hit the ceiling of the car.
This was not a raccoon or a rabbit or anything. This was not some mysterious, like, woodland creature. This was, like,
I remember getting
the
out
size
of the
of a
car and
person.
being like, what was that? Did we hit a raccoon or like a bear? Yeah. he was like, I don't know. It was like, yeah, and then he started saying that. Like, it was some kind of weird, it looked like a worm? I don't even know.
And,
and then so he stopped the car. We got out and looked. We went back and behind the car, nothing there. No bumps. There was no, like, speed bumps or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
No potholes.
Mm-mm.
No animals. Like, no blood.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. We even looked in the ditches.
Nothing.
And everything. It was like a smooth road. It wasn't like a gravel road. It was just like a normal concrete asphalt road. And everything was smooth until that happened. And
that's 100% real.
That
I still
actually
remember
happened.
that.
That's true story.
Two weird things back to back. I feel like we were so close to being in an HBO special.
But not in a good way.
No,
we never
we would
found
also
our bodies.
be-
kind of HBO
Definitely.
special.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Probably don't want to.
But yeah, it was the weirdest thing because I remember that little town too, like with the church in it. Like there was nobody. It was a nice day. There was nobody out.
Mm-mm.
Like we didn't see a single soul
No.
the whole time. No cars. There was like a couple houses spread out, but like no cars in the parking lot and like the driveways. No people. Nothing. And we were there for hours because we couldn't get out.
Yeah, it
it was
definitely
weird.
took us from like afternoony evening to like pitch darkness.
Yeah, it was like
That
2 or 3
happened.
hours.
I kind of forget about it, but that absolutely happened.
So
Oh,
that was
man.
our weird
That was definitely weird.
thing that happened, kind of a cryptid thing. I was trying to
I feel
relate into this.
It was a cryptid mixed with like a weird time dimension warp thing. It was some cult action.
Anything
That's
happened?
probably
like
why
that?
the entire town was not there. They were all together practicing the rituals. Made it happen.
I didn't think of that.
What if we
That's-
disturbed the ritual? What if the worm was on its way to them?
And he ran it over.
Yeah.
And
You
it
just
like,
saved the
well,
world.
didn't work this time, guys. Because we stopped it. Heroically.
unknowingly.
That's how most magical rituals fail. It's just completely by random accident.
What
Yeah.
have you guys ever had anything like that happen to you?
Not that I can think of. Trying to think of one.
Just any good stories like?
I had a shadow person following me for years.
I
Oh,
remember this.
Yeah.
go ahead, explain.
Oh yeah, you should talk a little bit about your old apartment. Your first one with Ashley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Better do that. Yes.
Yeah, I like shadow people.
All right. So, so there for the longest time. Okay. So backing up to the first time I saw this guy, I was just chilling on my computer, talking to a friend of mine on AIM, and really sets the time
For,
period.
for the kids out there, that was an instant messaging software.
It's kind of like Messenger on
It's-
Facebook.
Yeah. It's kind of like texting, but you had to sit at a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a good idea.
So I was talking with a friend of mine on AIM. It was late at night, and my computer was in my kitchen, and my kitchen door was right beside my computer desk, and just randomly this giant thing just walked in and like looked at me dead in the eyes as he was walking past, and like his arms were like swinging down like past his knees.
Like Bigfoot.
Kind of.
Huh.
But the outline of this thing was very fuzzy. It wasn't like defined. And
Like a shadow.
yes.
Well, you said it was like a shadow.
Yeah, it's a
person.
shadow person. So, and it had giant yellow eyes, like just massive yellow eyes. And I obviously freak out a little bit. I fall back in my chair on the ground, and like by the time I collect myself and get up, it's gone. So I message my friend Danny, and I tell him like, "Hey, something really strange just happened." And so I start explaining it to him, and he's like, "Well, okay, well, like make a picture for me, like send it to me." So I drew a picture in MS Paint of this thing. And I used the like spray paint feature, showing like how it was like
clever.
Really like like really
fuzzy, nondescript.
Yeah, fussy. Yeah. So I send it to him, and I forget about it. Well, I don't really forget about it, but I don't really think about it a whole lot. But literally about 2 years later, he messages me randomly. He's like, "I figured out what it is," and he sends me a link to Wikipedia, and it's shadow people. And I shit you not, there was a picture that looked almost exactly like the one that I had sent my friend, but it had red eyes and instead of yellow. And I was like, "Holy shit, this is the thing. This is like, yeah." It was absolutely crazy.
It came several times. You said it followed you for years.
For years.
Like you've seen it multiple times.
Yes, yeah. Like it got to the point where I was seeing it like 2-3 times a week sometimes.
Like how, like just in quick, like seconds, or like
it would
did
depend.
it hang around?
Sometimes, yeah. Like it would be really random. Everywhere, at work, at home, like just out walking around, like everywhere. And like the thing that really drove it home for me that it was real is I had a few friends over one night, and we were hanging out in the living room. One of my friends goes to the bathroom. That obviously I didn't really spread this around that I was seeing this thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Think you're crazy or whatever.
Yeah. So, like one of the friends that I had not told that I had seen it, he went to the restroom. He came running out of the bathroom, ran out my front door and around the side of my house. And I was like, okay. So we all follow him out. And we're like, what's going on, bud? And he's like, I saw something. He's like, there was this big shadow guy, and he had these giant yellow eyes, and he was looking at me through the window. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my guy." Like,
that's my guy.
And that kind of drove it home for me that it was a thing. But like it, I saw it for years. I haven't seen it in probably like 6 years, or maybe a little longer now. Probably about 7 years now. But literally for probably about 5 years, I saw it all the time.
That's really weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Teresa?
definitely the most concentrated and like real ghost experience or otherworldly experience I ever had was in Basil's apartment. Ooh. And it was like that. Also, the reason why I know it was super real.
Around the same time?
It wasn't. I don't think it was a shadow person because it was me.
But was it around the same time as the shadow person?
It would have been probably towards the beginning.
Was it in the apartment?
It. Yeah.
Okay.
Then yeah,
it was around that same time.
Yeah, because I was still working. Yep.
Yeah. So Basil's. It was your first apartment with Ashley. Mm-hmm. And it was me, Dan, Basil, and Ashley. We all were over at Basil's house watching Paranormal Activity, which kind of set the mood. But weird stuff had been happening at their apartment before that he and Ashley had experienced. Dan and I had never been there for it. And I'm pretty sure that same night, the door slammed, the knobs were rattling, like nobody was in there. And all 4 of us were there, like, experiencing this. It was his bedroom. The bedroom door slammed shut, the knob would rattle, like nobody's in there.
It was insane.
All 4 of us are all in the living room.
Huddled together like, oh god.
Well, it was just like one thing right after the other. Because we hung out there, like, it was probably all night. We would stay for a long time. But, like, the door slammed shut. It wasn't like the furnace kicked on and sucked it shut. It, like, was open and it slammed shut. Like somebody angrily shut the shit out of this door.
And the doorknob rattled for a while. It wasn't like it shut and then it was like rattled from the door being shut. It was like angrily being rattled.
Yeah, like somebody was inside really trying to get out. And there was nobody there.
Yeah, like it took a minute for me to be like, all right, maybe I should figure out what that was. And, Like, so I go and I, go in the bedroom, I look around, the window's shut, there's nothing in there. So.
Yeah. And it had happened, like, a bunch of times before to them, but, like, it happened then, and then, like, sometimes you could see shit out of the corner of your eye, like, just a little bit, where you'd be like, what the fuck, and then, like, turn your head and nothing's there. Or something would, like, move out of the corner of your eye. And the way their apartment was set up was, like, the front door's here, and then there's a hallway that goes to the bedroom, and the bathroom, I think, was back there, too. And then the living room was, like, right next to that hallway, and then the kitchen was in front of it, and there's a sliding glass door. And so, like, sometimes you'd see stuff out of the corner of your eye, and you're like, is this something through the glass door? Is that a reflection? Like, what's going on? So, and then if you're sitting on the couch, you couldn't quite see, unless you were all the way on the end of the couch, you could see into the bedroom, but, like, it was very clear that door slammed shut and there was nobody there. So, that was I had other stuff happen to me when I was a kid, but, through the haze of time, like, sometimes those things can get...
It's muddled, yeah.
The only other thing I had that ever happened that was anywhere close to that is the house I grew up in. My grandfather died in the same house because my mom lived there, or my grandparents lived there, and then my mom and dad moved in after my granddad had died. My grandpa died like 3-ish weeks before I was born. So he had brain cancer. He was like basically in hospice. He died in the living room. And one day my mom and I was probably like 5 or 6, like old enough to have just started to go to school. My mom and I are in the living room, and my dad was gone. My brother wasn't around yet. My dad was gone to work, like, he was definitely not anywhere close to the house. And from the back bedroom, my grandpa called my mom's name, and she was like, she dropped what she was doing and was like, what was that? And that, like, all the windows are shut. Nobody's around. No neighbors at this point. The only neighbor that we had was an old lady on the one side. So definitely wasn't that. And they said Tammy. So it wasn't like, hello, neighbor, or whoever.
Hello, neighbor.
The windows weren't open. Doors weren't open. This was, like, probably late fall, early winter, I want to say. That I remember the heat being on. But somebody yelled Tammy in the back bedroom. And it was, like, clear as day. It wasn't, like, quiet. It was like somebody was in a room 20 feet away from us yelling my mom's name. And she kind of freaked out a little bit and, like, went back there, checked the closet, checked the windows, checked the doors to make sure everything was locked. And then she started crying. And I remember that really vividly too. She was like, that was my dad. And I didn't really get what it meant. It's because I was like 5 or 6. So I was just like, cool, whatever. I'm a stupid little kid. But now being older and understanding, like, the connection that she had to that house and us spending 21 years in that house, plus my grandparents having lived there before and my grandpa dying in it, like, makes it a lot more realistic. So
yeah. Well, there you go, folks. Little scary stories for you for your Halloween. Halloween. All right, let's get back to this
We're still
game.
playing the game.
Yeah, let's get back to it. It's almost done. We're getting there.
Are we
so
on
we're in
season 5 yet?
We gotta move that one guy. So just grab an escape.
Alrighty. What?
Again, I messed up again. So you're supposed to keep these things that the people that you actually killed.
That might have been the case. I killed him.
Oh.
You're supposed to keep those on your card. So that's the tiebreaker. However many people you actually killed.
I think I killed these two.
Where's
I'm
the
not
other
entirely
one?
sure about the hyper biker. Who killed him? Did I kill him?
I don't remember.
Oh, why don't we just
see.
roll the
Just
dice
roll.
and see who wins?
Just
Let's
roll
fight.
the dice for it.
Okay,
Roll
let's
all
fight for it.
5.
You gonna fight for it?
Yeah, we're gonna fight.
So we both have 2 fighting.
Wait, can we play cards? Because I got cards.
Yeah.
Predatory strike, 2 to my highest fighting roll.
What?
8.
Alright, well, you win.
Maurice wins!
I can't beat an 8 with a 6.
If you had cards?
Nope.
No cards.
Nope.
Well, Maurice wins!
Whoa!
That's another
Monster Mayhem!
Special dot on the board for me.
Yeah, Maurice is in the lead now.
That's right. Speckle me timbers.
Wow, why am I so far behind? Man, I'm terrible at games.
Man. We gotta do all the work.
Do you even like games?
Wow.
I do, Basile, thanks. All right, well, that is Monster Mayhem. Thanks for joining us here on the Drunken Pond once again. Hope you enjoyed the scary movies. Or scary movies.
Yeah,
Scary
movies.
stories.
Stay tuned for
And,
all the scary movies.
Hope you guys have a great Halloween. Hope we may be able to get another one in this month. Maybe. But check out our newest one that's up right now. It's the Nightmare on Elm Street playthrough.
Very spooky.
Should have the review up here soon too. But what else is there? Is there anything else that we need to say before we get on the review? This is just a playthrough. We will have the review in a separate video. We'll do that next.
Do you have to spook the subscribe button now or later? Which one do you do?
Well, yeah, I think we're gonna have to. What are we gonna do for the subscribe button?
Spook it, scare it,
scare that subscribe button to submission.
Yeah, submission.
Boo! And it's
Literally
gonna be
submission.
boom,
That's pretty
got it.
funny because you submitted.
So there you go. Thanks for joining us here on the Drunken Pond.